He was a ghost, a story to scare teenagers on winding roads, a whispered warning passed from one generation to the next. Every small town has its legends, but ours was different. Ours had a name, a face, and a family left behind. Liam O'Connell vanished 20 years ago, swallowed by the night. No note, no witnesses, no body. Just a sudden, aching absence that settled over Blackwood Creek like a shroud. The search parties combed the woods for days, but hope faded with every sunrise. Just his car by the old covered bridge, door ajar, keys still in the ignition. The case went cold, leaving a wound in Blackwood Creek that never healed. People stopped talking about it, but the silence was heavy, and the questions never really went away. Yesterday, the impossible happened. A letter arrived. The myth of Liam became the town's defining story, whispered everywhere. But this was something new, something real. The envelope was old, the paper yellowed, but the handwriting was unmistakable. Theories abounded. He ran off, found a secret, or vanished into the woods. Some said he'd been taken by something in the forest. Others believed he'd simply wanted to disappear. But no one could explain the letter, or why it had come now. My name is Ethan. Liam was my older brother. For years I lived in his shadow, haunted by his memory and the mystery of his disappearance. I was 10 when he disappeared. His absence shaped me, filled me with questions and quiet grief. Every birthday, every holiday, there was an empty chair at the table, a silence that grew louder as I got older. I learned to live with the not knowing, but the past is never truly past. It lingers, waiting for the right moment to return, to demand answers you're not ready to give. Yesterday, it returned. The letter wasn't just paper, it was a resurrection. It was as if Liam himself had reached across the years to remind us he was never really gone. A message from a dead man, or something worse. The handwriting was Liam's. I knew it instantly. The words inside were simple, but they changed everything. I'm coming home. As I stood in my doorway, the world I'd built began to tremble. The abyss that swallowed my brother threatened to swallow me too. I felt the weight of every unanswered question pressing in. The fear that the truth might be more terrifying than the legend. The ghost of Blackwood Creek was speaking again, and I had no choice but to listen. Whatever secrets the night held, I knew I was about to face them. Alone, if I had to. Blackwood Creek is a town caught in amber, where time moves slow and secrets are currency. The main street hasn't changed in decades. The quiet here has teeth. Liam's disappearance was a stone in a still pond. The ripples never stopped. Parents grew fearful. Doors locked. Suspicion crept in. The investigation stalled. There were no leads, just a void. My family unraveled. My mother retreated. My father obsessed. And I became the brother of the boy who vanished. Liam's ghost lingered everywhere in photos, plaques, and memories. The town was haunted, scarred by collective trauma. We learned to live around the wound, pretending it wasn't there, but it was always waiting, just beneath the surface. And now, something had torn it open again. Nights in Blackwood Creek are absolute, dark, silent, and empty. After the letter, I walked those streets, retracing Liam's last steps from the tavern to the old covered bridge. The bridge, a relic, was where his life ended, or so we thought. The police files offered nothing but contradictions. Rumors grew, deaths, affairs, secrets. The only fact was the car, idling by the bridge, radio playing to no one. The town wasn't just haunted by Liam, it was suffocated by secrets. And I felt the weight of 20 years of silence pressing down on me. The letter arrived with the morning mail, a plain envelope, my name in familiar handwriting. My heart lurched. It was Liam's script, unmistakable. I stared at it, hands trembling, mind racing. The postmark was from a distant town, no connection to us. Was it a cruel joke, or real? I tore it open. Inside, a single sheet, a few cryptic lines. Remember the old fishing spot by Miller's Pond? The loose stone in the fire pit, it's still there. No signature, no explanation. Miller's Pond. A secret place only Liam and I knew. How could anyone else know? The letter was a command, disguised as a memory. I felt dread coil in my stomach. The past was calling me back. Paranoia crept in, twisting every shadow. The letter haunted me. Was it really Liam, or a cruel game? I couldn't go to the police. Who would believe me? This was my secret to unravel. The letter was a breadcrumb, and I had to follow. I waited 2 days, then planned my route to Miller's Pond, now private property. I packed a flashlight, a shovel, and a heavy maglite. The night was cold and still as I walked through the woods. Every sound set my nerves on edge. The fire pit was there, untouched for decades. With trembling hands, I searched for the loose stone. The stone was exactly where the letter said. It felt cold and oddly heavy in my palm, as if it had been waiting for me all these years. The forest around me was silent, save for the distant hum of insects and the faint rustle of leaves, but I could almost sense a presence, like the trees themselves were holding their breath. I pried it loose, my fingers trembling, revealing a small oilskin pouch buried beneath the dirt. The pouch was slick with dew, its contents protected from time and weather. As if someone knew it would need to last. Inside, tucked carefully, was a leather-bound journal. Not a childhood treasure, but a ledger of secrets, its pages thick with the weight of hidden truths. The leather was cracked, the corners worn, but the secrets inside felt alive. Back home, I opened it under the dim kitchen light. Liam's handwriting filled the pages, documenting names, dates, and illicit transactions. Each entry was a thread in a tangled web, connecting people I thought I knew. The names were familiar: the mayor, the lumber mill owner, even the old sheriff. People who shaped the town's story, now revealed as players in something darker. Liam had been investigating the town's corruption, risking everything to expose the rot beneath the surface. He'd followed trails no one else dared to see. The last entries were frantic, his handwriting jagged, words running together. He wrote of being followed, of receiving strange calls at all hours, of shadows moving just out of sight. He mentioned a meeting at the covered bridge, the day he vanished. The journal ended abruptly, as if he'd been interrupted mid-thought. He hadn't just disappeared, he'd been silenced. The evidence was all here, hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone to find it. The town's story was a lie. The truth was buried beneath layers of fear and silence, protected by those who had the most to lose. If Liam was silenced, who sent the letter? Who wanted me to find this, and why now? Who else knew about the fire pit, the journal, the secrets smoldering in the ashes? Was I the only one left who could piece it all together? The circle of trust had shrunk to me. I was alone, holding the last fragments of a story no one wanted told. The letter wasn't a message from the past. It was a warning. A signal that the danger wasn't over, that the game was still being played. Someone was watching, using Liam's ghost to flush me out. Every shadow felt heavier, every silence more loaded. I realized my every move was being watched. I was in the crosshairs now, and the whispers and the static were growing louder. The feeling of being watched became suffocating. Flickers in my vision, a car that vanished, static on the phone. My home felt like a cage. Sleep brought nightmares. Liam's face, the faces from the journal. The journal was hidden, but its weight pressed on me. One night, searching my father's old files in the attic, I heard a floorboard creak. I froze, listening. Silence, but I knew I wasn't alone. Paranoia consumed me. Everyone became a suspect. The letter hadn't just resurrected Liam's memory, it resurrected his fear. I was walking in his footsteps toward the same fate. My investigation turned inward, into my own memory. I found myself staring at my reflection, searching for answers in the lines of my face, in the shadows under my eyes. The past was no longer just a story I'd heard, it was something I carried, something etched into me. I was 10 when Liam vanished, but children see things adults overlook. I remembered the way the world seemed to shift that summer, how the air felt heavy with secrets. Even then, I sensed something was wrong, though I couldn't name it. I remembered arguments, my father's anger, my mother's desperate pleas. Their voices would echo through the walls at night, muffled but sharp, leaving me wide-eyed in bed, clutching the sheets. An old photo, Liam and me at Miller's Pond. A woman in a red coat, my mother, hiding in the background. Why was she there, watching from the shadows? That detail haunted me, a silent witness in every memory. I compared the letter's handwriting to my mother's old birthday card. My hands trembled as I lined up the loops and slants, searching for a match. The handwriting was the same, there was no denying it. The truth stared back at me, undeniable and cold. My mother sent the letter. She knew about the fire pit. She had always known more than she let on, her silence a shield for secrets I was only beginning to understand. My parents' grief was a mask for guilt. Their sorrow was real, but it was tangled with something darker, regret, and the burden of what they'd done. They had known all along. Every glance, every whispered conversation was a thread in the web they'd spun around me. Liam hadn't just been silenced by the town. He'd been betrayed by family. The people meant to protect us had chosen secrets over truth. They helped him disappear to protect him, sentencing me to a life of shadows. I was left behind, haunted by questions, by the emptiness where my brother once was. The ghost I'd been chasing was a fiction they created. Every clue, every memory was a piece of a puzzle they never wanted me to solve. The truth was more devastating than any lie. It shattered the image I had of my family, leaving only fragments behind. I was part of the secret now. The face in the mirror was changed forever, marked by the weight of what I'd uncovered. The house is silent, heavy with truth. The journal and letter are no longer mysteries, but indictments. My parents' faces in photos are now those of conspirators. They didn't lose a son, they sent him away, and let me believe he was dead. The letter was a test or a plea for help. Is Liam still out there? A ghost in his own life? The watcher was never a stranger. It was my family's deceit. The threat is inside my home, behind loving smiles. The truth has imprisoned me in a new reality. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved, only endured. The story of Liam O'Connell isn't over. A new chapter has begun. The silence of Blackwood Creek holds more secrets than I can uncover. Some secrets are never buried. They wait.